Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. Happy Saturday evening to everyone. I hope everyone has enjoyed this beautiful Saturday, this college football Saturday, Labor Day weekend. Salute to my co-host, you knew, and the sniper. Salute to you, bro. Salute, 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 salute. How's
Hello,
everything
hello,
going?
hello. Good, good, good.
I
What
just
a
want to
day.
I just want to tell y'all it was some damn good football today. Boy, I tell you, there's some damn good football today. It's so good I had to take a nap.
What a day. What a day of college football that we had today. What a day. Man,
Hmm.
we got to start at the top with the number one ranked team in the nation, the UGA Bulldogs. They did it number 40, 40 straight wins in the regular season. Right now, they trail the, I think it's the 50s, Oklahoma Bud Wilkinson's Oklahoma Sooners back in the 50s. But they're tied right now with the 36 Minnesota Golden Gophers. Remember, that was the last team to three-peat. But 40 straight wins, regular season wins. And if you look at the score, 34-3, you would think that Georgia was on their A game. They were not. They were not on their A game. They only led 6-0 at halftime. You had in suspension with Trevor Etienne. You had a couple of players going down with injuries. Dylan Bell went down with a cramp. Uh, I think it was Mims. Mims went down with an injury. Mikal Williams went down with an injury. The X-rays look fine for Mikal Williams. Just want to give you an update on that. But they're going to do further tests on him when they get back to Athens. Uh, Man, with all of that being said, I don't know what's going on with Oscar Depp. We didn't see him out there today. Um, uh, Branson Robinson he had an off game today. Dominique Lovett had, in my opinion, an off game today. But man, those transfers stepped up today. Colby Young is going to be unstoppable. London Humphreys is going to be unstoppable. And Arian Smith had a great game today. But in my opinion, Star was born today in Atlanta, Georgia. That Nate Frazier and Sniper. I'm just gonna let you take over and speak on Mr. Frazier and how impressive his performance was this afternoon.
Let's just say this right here. His first touch went for 7 yards. His second touch went for 7 yards. You could not catch him in the backfield. When he got into the open, he broke one, I want to say about 35. And when he put his foot in the ground, he looked like Mr. Swift himself. Good gracious. He made them doggone defenders look silly. But the second thing that I like about him is he's not afraid to lower them shoulder pads. He's not afraid, not one bit, to be only this. Well, he's 5'10". He's not afraid to lower them shoulder pads, and he's all as quick as they said he is. I was just impressed with the young man, Mr. Frazier Jr. I was so impressed with him. And like Armando said earlier, the start of the game was not as impressive as we wanted to be, but again, first game of the season, people getting their jitters out. There's a lot of drop balls. There's some penalties. Offensive line looked like they was just came out the club and started to play the game. But as I always say, every time I get in a discussion about my Bulldog, Kirby Smart know how to motivate you to come out and play that second half. Kirby Smart know how to get into your soul and make you run through two 20-inch steel walls and get you to play. And that's exactly what happened, because they came out in the second half, 6 drives, touchdown. And it wasn't no rinky-dink touchdowns neither. It was them boys came out and played. So I'm very proud of my dogs. Good win. Back to you, you knew.
Yeah, they did amazing. At I'd say the second half was more amazing, but like you said, they struggled at the beginning, but definitely they did amazing at the end when they wore their butts out. They did good. Excellent work. Frazier definitely yeah, he's got some moves, y'all. He's got some moves. I mean, he can fly. That boy, amazing. That's all I can say.
Yes, he's nice. Salute to the chat, King Mills, Sikkim, Common Sense. Salute to you. Salute, salute, salute. Everybody in the chat. Black Gal, Tehran Black. Salute, 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 salute. Yes, man. Let me go over a couple of these stats here. Carson Beck, 23 for 33. 278 yards, 2 TDs. Nate Frazier, 11 rushes, 83 yards for a TD. London Humphreys, and this is the scary part right here.
We forgot to speak about him.
Yeah, I mentioned him earlier. London Humphreys, 2 receptions, 63 yards, and a TD. And how did he end up with the most receiving yards? Explosive plays. That kid will give you explosive plays. He's dangerous in the open field. He's a big guy. He's put on some weight in the offseason. He is going to be doubly dangerous in that open field.
And don't let him come across that center, come across the middle, and then hit that sideline, because that boy got some wheels. I'm gonna say it correctly. That white boy got some wheels. Okay, that white boy, that man, when he caught that ball for that touchdown and he hit that sideline, I was like, there's no way possible. Yes, he did. He scored. And I'm talking, he pulled away from defenders. Go Dogs. Yes, Mr. Frazier is a good running back. I was telling Mr. Black earlier that between him, if I was Bobo, it would be ETN starting, Frazier coming in to do some cleanup work, and then everybody after him. Because both and technically, I would like to see Frazier hit the field first, but you know what you get out of ETN. He can bust one at any moment. But yes, sir, that Mr. Hey, defense came back and shut it down. Defense came back and shut it down. It was sloppy at the beginning, but defense did come back. I was proud of them young boys that we talked about earlier. Mono made great points about them being young, but it was really only 1 or 2 explosive plays that happened all game against our DBs.
Exactly. We're going to talk about some other games here. How about Vandy and the performance against Virginia Tech? That was a
I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to talk about that.
Nobody saw that coming. I mean, it's very impressive. It was very impressive. Most people had Virginia Tech picked to win that game, but they pulled it out. They surprised everyone.
Virginia Tech, Virginia Tech, y'all got some work to do. Vandy came out and they did whatever they wanted. Now, did they get tired at the end? I saw a little bit of fatigue at the end and let them come back 17 points, but they kept their composure and they won in overtime. But hey, good on you, Vandy. Good on you.
I already said I didn't want to talk about it. Just kidding. Yeah, they did good. Even though I didn't, I was hoping my team would get it, but no, Vanderbilt got that. So, hey, it is what it is. They had a chance at the end, but they didn't make it. So they didn't work hard enough, I guess.
Okay. And what about Penn State? How impressed were you with Penn State, Sniper? Drew Allen had a pretty good game today. Nate Singleton went off. 13 carries, 114 yards, and a TD. That that Nate Singleton is going to be a problem for opposing defenses moving forward.
Penn State, hey, again, I have to see what Penn State look like when they play. They played a good opponent there with West Virginia. I thought that West Virginia would outmuscle them. But Penn State, they did what they wanted to do, and the offensive line made some big holes for that man to run through. He did his thing. So they took advantage of every opportunity they had. But hey, congrats to Penn State. Didn't see it coming. I take that L. But yeah, good. Hey, good job, Penn State.
And salute to you, Shirley Kirkland. And how about Ohio State? That true freshman receiver, that is a grown man. Jeremiah Smith, that is a grown man. What he did to that, and I know it was Akron, as a cupcake or whatever, but still, that was grown man stuff what that kid did. He's going to be special. I want to see them against a legit defense. Like I said, it's hard to tell about the other teams. We know we got a good look at Georgia, Miami, Penn State, and we're going to find out about Notre Dame tonight, Florida State, moving forward, in LSU and USC. But that kid is a grown man. That is a grown man. I gotta give him props. That performance he put on today.
He did what he's supposed to do. Again, it's against Akron. Akron was not a tough opponent for Ohio State. They don't have the caliber of defensive players to hang with Ohio State. So just like you mentioned earlier, I like to see them play a team that's going to challenge them. And I forgot who they played next. I think it's another. I want to say it's another cupcake, but back me up on that, Armando. Who they play next? Chat. Who they play next? Ohio State fan, where you at? You in here? Who Ohio State play next? But anyways, hey, he did his thing. He did what he's supposed to do. He made great catches, some very catches that was defended well, and he still made it. So he still caught it. So I'll be looking out for him to see what he can do. I think he'll be another contender for the Heisman. It's as bad as I want to say that, but he looks like he could be another contender for the Heisman.
It looks like the next game is September 7th with WMU.
WM West Michigan.
Western Michigan.
Broncos.
It's Western Michigan. Like I said, we really won't find out what they're made of until, let's say, I'm going to say October the 5th when they play Iowa, a legit defense. I don't know what Michigan State is working with. They got to go to Lansing, but on October the 5th, that is when business is going to pick up for Ohio State. Then they have to go to Oxygen Stadium at Oregon, and then they have Nebraska at home. That's not going to be easy. That Nebraska team looks much improved. Matt Rule is doing a great job up there with that team, and then they have to go to Happy Valley on November the 2nd. So between September 28th and November the 2nd, it's going to get real. And watch out for Purdue on November the 9th.
Yeah. Common sense, sit your butt down. You were playing the University of
yeah, brother. I got to see y'all against. Let me see. Look at Bama's schedule, bro. Because
they got two
y'all
cupcakes.
Listening. Yeah, y'all listening to SEC Network, and they're getting paid to hype y'all up.
Sit
They're
your
getting paid to
high
hype y'all up. I'm not. I got to see you against a ranked opponent before. Okay, you got Western Kentucky, South Florida. I got to see you against. I really got to see you on the 28th, because Wisconsin, we don't know. I think as the season goes on, Wisconsin may be legit. They got to go up there to Madison. South Florida is. I mean, come on, South Florida is
the high school
they're in the All-American Cup. Yeah, they're in the All-American Conference, and they're not even one of the better teams in the All-American Conference. That would be Memphis. Or Tulane is the top tier of that All-American Conference. So we won't find out what Bama's made of until September 28th, and you know who is coming to town that day. Mm-hmm. So I'm not getting excited about blowing out of Western Kentucky. That's a basketball school anyway. I think about them. I think about basketball.
And then, hey, listen. No, that's Nebraska. Yeah, y'all got. Yeah, you say that now, there, common sense. But as you can tell, when that red and black train start rolling. And I think it started in the second half. And we get some of these players back again. I'm telling you, you're not going to be saying that when we come up there in a few weeks. You're not going to be saying that. You're going to be like, can we forfeit this game? Let's move on to the questions. I can't deal with Mr. Common Sense right now.
All right.
Okay.
First question.
Go ahead. You want me to read it, or you want to read it?
You go ahead.
Oh, okay. All right. Are the Georgia Bulldogs the most dominant team in college football today? Armando.
Well, let's take a look at it. Everybody else in the top 5 played lower tier. They play lower tier teams. Teams that are ranked nowhere near the top 25. Okay. Georgia played a 15th ranked opponent. A 15th ranked opponent that some people have picked to be a playoff participant. Some analysts have Clemson picked to win the ACC. Okay. And Georgia dominated them. As a matter of fact, they only got in scoring position, if I'm not mistaken, 3 times the entire 60 minutes of play. So, and then this really wasn't. They haven't jailed yet. They were a little rusty. They made a few mistakes, man, but they were dominant. They were so dominant. They're deep with weapons. Right now, it looks like they're the clear cut best team, head and shoulders above everyone, the best team, because we haven't seen anyone else in the top 5 play anybody. So right now, Georgia is the only team that's played a legit opponent so far this season.
Okay. And Sniper, what do you think?
I'm agree, but I'm going to throw a team out there that dominated their opponent, even though they were not ranked. Miami Hurricanes. I don't think that. I think Miami is going to be that team that, and I picked it. I believe I picked this team to win the ACC. Miami to win it. But Miami is close, a really, really close second to Georgia. Georgia, again, just like Mano said, they haven't gelled yet. They still got players who have not played yet. They get a practice game next week, and then I think that's going to help them start this train rolling. But I would not take my eyes off of Miami because they blew the back off of Florida today.
Okay. Any more comments on this?
There's a question on here, and I'll address that what he just said about Miami. But right now we'll agree to disagree. Miami looked impressive, but there could be a reason for that. All right. Next question.
Okay. So do you believe in Vanderbilt being a legit, sorry about that, contender in the SEC this year?
Nope. I don't. I don't. When they get in the SEC play, they're gonna run into some brick walls. So, but I do believe they'll have a better record than Florida. Ain't no doubt in my mind. They have a better record than Florida. They will not be the worst team in the SEC this year.
Okay.
I'm going to agree and disagree with my big brother here. Vandy is not going to be a contender this year. They're still in the rebuilding process with a new coach. People getting accustomed to his style of play. But I do not think that Florida is going to be the worst team this year under Vandy. Only reason I say that is because they do have a true freshman quarterback. And he's what they say he is. I think if he had more time, I mean, he against the Miami's number one defense team, he drove the ball down there and 8 plays and drove down there and scored a touchdown. So I think they're going to look at that and they're going to probably make that change quicker than sooner than later. And we'll see about that. But I think that Vandy, they head in the right direction. They're just not going to be a contender.
All right. Any more comments on that? Next question. All right. Are the Miami Hurricanes that good, or are the Florida Gators that bad?
Oops. Miami Hurricanes is that good.
Mm-hmm.
They're that mode. I don't know what his that quarterback. He is just so poised back there. He is just so relaxed and poised. He was making passes every arm angle that you could think of. They do have a decent run game. They got receivers that can blow the top off. Miami is just that good, and their defense was stout. I understand. Again, first game of the season, we don't know too much about what Florida got. But the only thing I was hearing was Cristobal was, y'all worried about Cristobal. Cristobal had a good program. Had a good scheme, and it worked to damn near perfection. So I'm going to say Miami Hurricanes is that good. I didn't say great, but they are that good.
All right, Armando, what do you think?
They have one of the easiest schedules in the nation. So I could see why Sniper has picked them to win the ACC, but the problem is I don't think they are that good. Okay, I think they're good enough to go through that schedule and maybe be 11-1 or 12-0 in that schedule. But if they happen to run up against Clemson, or let me see, I think they have Florida State on October the 26th. We won't really find out how good they are until October the 26th. But they have a cakewalk of a schedule. Florida A&M, Ball State, South Florida, Virginia Tech, Cal, Louisville. That's a cakewalk of a schedule. Then they have Florida State at home. Then they have Duke at Georgia Tech. I think they're going to have problems there at Georgia Tech. Wake Forest, and then at Syracuse. We're going to find out, but it'll be in October. We'll find out how good. Now, I will say this: that kid is definitely going to be a front runner for the Heisman. This is going to be an interesting Heisman race. Cam Ward, Shador, Carson Beck, Travis Hunter, and it could be a couple of more people that could throw their names in the hat. This is going to be one of the best Heisman races that we've seen in a while, probably since '97. Salute to you, Teron Black, and
Hey,
Captain Wolf. Salute to you.
hey,
Hello,
Teron
everybody.
Black. We did tell him about Miami, didn't we? We sure did.
All right, is that it? Next question. All right. How impressed were you today with Penn State performance, the road against West Virginia? Sniper.
My hat's off to him. Um, it's a good win for them to say their coach's job. But hey, again, their defense looked like they stepped up a little bit. Um, my hat's off to them. I'm still not impressed until we see Big Boy play. And that goes for damn near every team out there. I'm not impressed until Big Boy play. I'm happy that there's football season now. Is the first week is almost over with. Um, Now it's time to see what you made of um, when we get into this season now. Yes, sir. Penn State did stand on business. I mean, again, I'm not going to take any. I respect to them. They did what they had to do. Now let's see how it moves as the season goes on.
All right, Armando.
Yep. Let's see if they can. They stood on business today against West Virginia. Very impressive. I'm not taking anything away from them on that. Okay. Now, October the 5th, they want to look out because UCLA is coming to town. Then they got to go out to the Coliseum on October the 12th.
All right.
No, hold on. October the 12th, they got to go. Yes, they got to go out to the Coliseum on October the 12th. Then they got to go up to Madison on October the 26th. And then let's see if they can stand on business on November the 2nd. They're going to get some good tests leading up to November the 2nd. But November the 2nd, that right there is what everybody, every Penn State fan is waiting on. They want to see, can James Franklin and Penn State do it on the big stage against Ohio State? And they have them at home, and 9 times out of 10, that will be a night game. They don't have Michigan on their schedule this year, Tehran. They don't. It's going to be a
Only thing they
round
got to know is
robin. Yeah, they don't have to worry about Michigan this year, but they do have Ohio State, USC, Wisconsin, UCLA. They have like I said, man. This has 10-2 or 11-1 written all over it. Worse, or hey, they got Ohio State at home. You know, they could very well go 12-0. It's a possibility. I say somewhere between 12 and 10 wins. Anything under 10 wins is a failure, a complete failure. A complete failure. Because the only two ranked teams are on this schedule right now, as I look at it. USC, and they may not even be ranked after tomorrow night. they may not be nowhere near the top 25 after tomorrow night. And then Ohio State is the only ranked team they got left on the schedule. That's it. That is it, man. It's no excuses.
Yeah,
no excuse.
Not one bit. Okay. Common sense. You know what, common sense? I'm not dealing with you today. I cannot.
I'm not gonna address any Bama fan until the 28th. I let them live in la la land, thinking that everything is all unicorns and glitter. Reality is gonna hit on September the 28th. Trust me on that. That is a promise.
Wait, when did they play Tennessee?
You know they play like that second or third Saturday in October. Their first legit test will be against us.
All right, next question. All right, should Florida AD fire Bill Napier and begin the new head coach search immediately? Viper. I'm sorry, Sniper. I said Viper. Sniper.
Take that to Armando.
Armando.
Yes, immediately. And let me explain to everyone. Okay, because I have a couple of Florida friends, that are diehard, born and raised Florida Gator fans. Okay, they are fed up. They are fed up with this circus. It's just hot garbage. That team gave up in the second half, and the fans are really getting fed up. If I was the AD, I would pull the trigger either tomorrow or Monday. Okay, go ahead and get it on over with. Because if you look at Florida's schedule, Sniper, if you can pull up Florida's schedule right now, if you don't mind, look at that schedule. Okay. This year, I only saw maybe like 3 or possible 4 wins. All right. This season is going to be a wash. So, in my opinion, they need to go ahead and do what Auburn did a couple of years ago. Go ahead and and do what you got to do. Get rid of him, pay him off whatever you need to pay him off. And that way, the coaching search can begin. You got some good prospects out there. All right. Some good prospects out there. You have Jimbo Fisher that is unemployed right now. He's a good coach. Proven head coach. He's won in the SEC. He's won in the ACC. The man has won a national title. He has a national title on his resume. So I wouldn't waste any time. I would go ahead, because if you don't, someone else is going to get him. Go ahead and pull the trigger and go after Jimbo. That's what I would do. Or just, have an interim head coach and let the search go on right on out, and try to contact that guy up there in Minnesota. Now, the word on the street is Lane Kiffin would love to come to Gainesville, but you're going to have to wait probably well into January for that, because Ole Miss is going. They will make the playoffs, and they may go a little deep in the playoffs. So it's going to be a waiting game. But I would go ahead and get rid of them. Is, because you look at their schedule. You're not. There's that what I saw on the field today, and that was against Miami. They have a gauntlet. Tennessee, Ole Miss, Georgia, Texas, Florida State, LSU. Bro, that's a murderer's row that they get on that schedule, man. I would, go ahead and cut ties with him, give him his pink slip tomorrow or Monday morning. Get it over with. And that way, you have enough time to, name your new coach. I would be on the phone. If I'm the AD, man, I would be on the phone with Jimbo tonight. Say, hey, man, name your price. Because Florida got the money. They got the money. Don't let it, don't get it twisted. Florida got the money.
All right, Sniper, what you got?
This is a yes or no. If they feel as though that they can't get, I will wait until the Texas A&M game. But I'm watching, as we speak, Texas A&M versus Notre Dame, and
Florida will lose by 3 touchdowns against Texas A&M. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Just give me a second, bro. Let me take this plane to the down south real quick. Texas A&M, as of looking at them right now, their defense is stout. They're fast. They're physical, and I don't think that Florida be able to hang with them. But do we want to put those kids through that right now? You got kids who transferred to Florida. You got kids who were straight out of high school from Florida because of the coach. Do we want to do that to them right now? That's the one thing I look at or look at other than it's how the kids.
Well, these kids didn't come to lose. They didn't come to lose, Sniper. They didn't come to get, destroyed every Saturday. They came to win. Yeah, they're getting paid a little NIL money, but they don't want to get embarrassed and dragged every Saturday.
I mean, they won't get dragged next Saturday playing Stanford. So, you know what I'm saying? I mean, hey.
I'm just saying, look at the rest of that schedule, bro.
Oh yeah,
there's some embarrassments coming.
Yeah, I see. Hey, look, and I see. I mean, Stanford should be an easy win. Texas A&M would look like another loss. Mississippi State could possibly be another loss. UFC could be a win. Tennessee, the way Tennessee looked today against a team, it would be that could be a possible loss. I'm not going to worry about Kentucky because they ain't got nothing. They ain't got nothing to lose, so that makes them dangerous.
Well, Kentucky is not a bad team, bro. Kentucky,
I know they're not a bad team, but they have nothing to they have nothing to play for.
Well, Kentucky has beaten Florida. If I'm not mistaken, Kentucky has a 3-game win streak against Florida.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like this year, they're even more dangerous because only thing they could do this year is play spoiler.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and then you got Georgia and Texas back to back. So, I see what you're saying. Bringing another coach in. Is that coach going to? I mean, bringing Jimbo Fisher in right now. Can you see Jimbo Fisher beating Texas A&M, Tennessee, Georgia, Texas, LSU, Ole Miss?
This is the well, we seen Jimbo go through a gauntlet during the pandemic.
But yes, but not as that coming in with players he don't know.
No, no, no. I'm not. No, bro. It don't work like that. What I'm saying is, cut ties with Napier now. All right, and go ahead and begin your search. The first phone call I'm making is to Jimbo. Okay, Jimbo agreed. You go ahead and call the press conference and everything. Then these high school senior kids that were committed elsewhere, they're looking at Florida now. They say, "Oh, well, they're getting ready to get Jimbo. They're getting ready to bring in a national championship winning head coach, a guy that has put hella players in the NFL, first rounders. Oh, I'm gonna start looking at Florida and watch how their rankings, watch how they move up in the rankings in recruitment. Their class, they're gonna move up. They're gonna move up because kids, they yeah, they love money. Don't get me wrong, but they want to win. They want to win. Now,
but I don't think that making it just giving up for the season.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Wait, I mean, what I'm saying, they gave up today, brother. What's the difference? They gave up in that second half.
Game, bro. It's just one game.
I understand it's one game, but the culture is terrible down there. This is coming from Florida fans. This is coming from some Florida fans that I'm cool with, that I've spoken to. This is, I'm telling you, man, the culture is terrible down there. The culture is terrible down there, man. They need to make some changes. They really do. Every other sports program is doing well, but the football program is like darn near like dying out.
But if that was the case, they should have fired him over the summer. You know what I'm saying? So, but to answer your question, I say yes and no. I look after the kids too, and to especially the seniors that stuck in this program through good and bad, to put them in that position to say, listen, we know we promised you this year, but it's not going to happen. We're going to get rid of the coach. That put a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths too. But I understand and hear what you're saying.
I'm just, I'm just looking at recruiters. If you want to make some type of, now you could ride it out the rest of the season, go 3-9 or 2-10, but it's going to be harder. Whoever, the job is not going to be as attractive at the end of the year. You at 2-10 or 3-9. And remember, they did this in 2004. Ron Zook's last year. They let him finish out the year, but they terminated him during the season. He knew he was able to coach out the rest of the season. But he knew he was not coming back in 2005. He knew that they were getting ready to hire Urban Meyer.
And look what that did for you. I mean,
they got 2 national titles out of the deal.
Yeah, but
I know the culture was the culture was shaky, but they got 2 national titles out of the deal. So I can't knock them for that.
What you got, you knew?
And in your opinion, you knew after what you saw today on that football field from that Florida team, would you make some changes at head coach?
I would think, like, I don't know, give them another chance. I don't think you should just fire somebody like that. You should just give them another chance. I mean, maybe he should start looking at other head coach, how they run their teams. I don't know. I'm not into saying, hey, fire that person because they messed up. You know what I mean? They need to maybe give them another chance. Don't just let them go just because they made a based on some of the gameplays.
Yeah, but like he's saying, it's this is not the first year.
Um,
It's not the first.
okay, well, I'm
Yeah.
a three strike, you're out. So if this is the third year, then yeah, he needs to go.
Oh, 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 oh. Are we three strikes you out for real?
Yes.
Okay, okay. Will we? Hey, write that down, Armando. She a three strikes you're out type person. That's not what she said before, but she a three strikes you're out person. Next question, please.
You're trying me. You're really trying me.
Oh no, I listen and pay attention to details.
Okay.
Yeah, well, that was it. That was it.
That was it.
Yeah, some very good questions. Some questions that actually made you think. I'm just thinking about the culture of where that football program is at right now. And I'm looking at the schedule. Now, if the schedule looked like Miami's schedule, I'm like, hell no, I wouldn't let him go. But that schedule is, man, that schedule is brutal. And the product that I see that they have on the football field, it's going to be embarrassing. They're going to get
Maybe they should
dragged
play
all season.
Temple. Maybe they should play Temple and see how it goes. Because they both suck. I'm just saying.
Well, the way they played today, they may
I
have a
don't
hard
know.
time with Temple.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't think that's too much. Um, what we got? So, hey, as of right now, the score is 6-3.
Hmm.
Uh,
Kind of like Georgia and Clemson. You know that don't mean nothing. Team can
yeah,
come
but
out in the second half and explode.
I see. Well, right now, Notre Dame is moving the ball quite effectively. But hey, I'm not going to. I'm not going to. This. Hey, this is a question. This is a question I have for the chat and for you, New and Amando. The first game of the season for every Power Five school. Do you think that you should schedule a Power Five school instead of Division 2 or um, or continue doing the cupcake?
Well, this ain't the. I mean, this ain't the NFL. These are still kids, so you need some warm up games. In between,
I agree.
especially on homecoming or whatever. You don't want, yeah, the players, they're getting paid now, but they're getting paid through NIL. It's not like they're getting broke off a salary, like the NFL is paying players a salary. So yeah, I mean, then you don't want to do that to the smaller schools. These schools, some of these big schools have committed to these smaller schools. I mean, these schedules are made out like 5 years in advance. So, it helps the smaller schools
Yeah,
where, they get you play them, they come, and it's really like a low key scrimmage game. And the team is getting paid to come there to get dragged.
so you knew.
I said I agree. I agree. They need to take it slow and then go from there.
Oof.
Yeah, and you don't want to do that. Remember that some of these kids are 17, man.
Yeah, but some of these
They,
kids.
I mean, everybody ain't got to like BYU and a couple of these other schools that rely on a team full of transfers and stuff like that. Um, you got some teams that are loaded with young talent, and you don't want to do that to them, having them, you playing a gauntlet of a schedule or NFL like schedule. No, man. Uh-uh.
I I I see it a little bit different, yo, and this is how I see it. Like for my team, Georgia, I don't like when they play a soft school, and I know that Georgia's pays these non-conference schools to come and play them. I understand that. To get them, they could get some money into their program. But you think about it, like Alabama today. Alabama's playing the School of the Blind.
Now
That gives hold on.
Go ahead.
That gives them these fans, even though Alabama fans, I should have used somebody else, but these fans false hope. They think their team is good because they beat a team that doesn't compare to them.
Now, I will say this, okay. Playoff participants should open up the season. Going into the next season, the previous playoff participants like Michigan, Washington, Texas, Bama, they all four should have been required to play one another. They should have opened up against one another. Bama should have been required to open up against Michigan. Texas should have been required to open up against Washington. That's how the NFL does it.
Mm-hmm.
That's how the NFL does it. Like on their season opener, they would normally have the two previous national champion to play one another. So you would have had like a situation where instead of Georgia playing Clemson, they would have been playing Michigan today. And you could have had Bama playing Washington or Texas. Let the conference champions play one another in the season opener. That opening the season up with cupcakes, you're cheating the fans. I've never liked that, opening up the season with a cupcake. I've never liked that.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's something you do like kind of like around maybe the second week or the third week. Because I remember that playing high school football, we would always open up against a tough opponent. We was a 4A school, so we would play a 5A, one of our 5A rivals. We wouldn't play a cupcake probably till maybe that third week. And the cupcakes, you still want the cupcakes there because let's just say if you get hit with a couple of injuries, all right, those players can rest in those cupcake games. You don't really need them. Like next week, I wouldn't play Dylan Bell or Mikal Williams if I was Kirby.
Right. I would not want. I would like to see my team every year start the season off because first of all, it shows where you're at. Honestly, it shows where you're at. And I see what you're saying, Teron the Black. The system makes sense because you want to spread out the big games. Yes, you want to spread, but how many powers, even throughout the conferences, how many big games do you really have? Well, now that I'm talking about like you're saying right now, the ACC. For the longest time, it's only been one team, Clemson.
Because they play, and I'm going to tell you the problem with the ACC, and this is why they're going to run into a situation where they're going to be looking at only give maybe one team in the playoffs every year, even a 12-team playoff. They don't play tough out-of-conference games. Clemson is the only one that does it. Clemson and Miami. They're the only two that does it. Everyone else, Florida State, right now, Florida is down. Florida's down, but when Florida was up and they had Tim Tebow or whatever, okay, you could put Florida State in there. But other than that, the North Carolinas and all the rest of them, they're not playing tough out-of-conference games. Like when I mean tough I'm talking about more than one. More than one. Like Louisville plays Kentucky. That's a mid-level SEC team. Play Ohio State. Play USC. They need to put more tougher out-of-conference teams on their schedule. The Big 12 conference, they're starting to do that now. That's why the Big 12 they're being taken more serious now. They're getting taken more serious now than the ACC.
Who's Alabama legit out of conference game? Um, um,
They don't have one.
they don't. Yeah, they don't have one.
They
If you
don't
want
have
to
one.
say,
Mm-mm.
you want to
Well,
say
Wisconsin,
Wisconsin.
and in defense of once, like I said earlier, these schedules are made 5 years in advance. So if we go back 5 years, Wisconsin was a top in the top shelf Big Ten team 5 years ago. They almost went to the playoffs. They just couldn't get past Michigan.
True.
Or they couldn't get past Ohio State. They would always get to Indy and run into a buzzsaw. Wisconsin was legit back then. I don't know about now. Teron, we're going to find out. We are going to find out when Bama goes up there to Madison.
We're at 6-6.
Yes,
With
sir.
Texas and Notre Dame.
Yeah, Texas. Yeah, 6-6. That's gonna be 4 quarters. That's gonna be because both of them got a defense. But one thing I'm noticing about A&M, they have a shaky secondary. Teron, yeah, they going to Madison.
Yep. Yes, sir.
They're going to Madison. They are going to Madison. So it's going to be a long season. Now, one thing I will say, they need to get rid of the conference championship games. Get rid of the conference championship games because I'm gonna tell you why.
Oh, please tell me why.
Okay, let's just say two teams. All right, they both finished 10-2. All right, let's just say if Tennessee finishes 10-2 and Missouri finishes 10-2. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Missouri won head-to-head with Tennessee. So they get to go to Atlanta. So Missouri goes to Atlanta, and let's say they play, and I'm just hypothetically, let's just say they play Georgia, and they lose that third game. The committee is going to penalize Missouri, even though they were ranked higher and beat Tennessee. They're going to penalize Missouri because they played an extra game, and it's going to cost them a playoff shot. Only because they played an extra game while Tennessee sat at home and didn't have to take that risk. You follow what I'm saying? That's why I say the conference championship games should be dissolved. Now that you have a 12-team playoff, you don't need it. They don't do it in the NFL. You don't have hold on. You don't have an NFC South divisional championship game. You have your division winner, and you go ahead. They go on in the playoffs and get seeded. No other sport does that. Where you plan. I mean, it's unnecessary. I can understand when there was that. Bruh, we're talking about 64 teams. Okay, 64 teams in basketball. Basketball is not as physical as football. This football is a physical sport. It's a whole different animal. That's why the NFL in the playoffs is one and done. In the playoffs, you lose that one game, you go home. It ain't like the NBA where you playing 7 games. You know what I'm saying? You playing a 7-game series in basketball.
Okay, so let me ask you this question. You got 4 teams that won. You got 4 teams in one division that won every game besides one. All 4 teams either won and lost to each other. Okay, so you got 4 teams that's 12-1.
Uh-huh.
Now,
which that's impossible to happen. But go ahead. There's no way humanly possible that can happen. With 4 teams end up 12-1.
How is that humanly not possible?
Because somebody is going to end up playing one another. You may have 2 teams ending up 12-1, but you'll never have 4 teams.
So if you got Tennessee, Alabama, Georgia, South Carolina all play, all 4
of them will get in the playoffs. I'm telling you that right now.
But you can't say that. You can't say all 4 of them get in the playoffs when you got 5 other divisions over there.
Yes, you got four power conferences. You got four power
You
conferences.
got
So if you got hold on, let me land the plane. So if you got four teams in the SEC with 12 that are 12-1, 9 times out of 10, them teams in those other conferences have multiple losses. Or those other conferences are kind of having a down year.
So there should be a conference. There shouldn't be a conference period. Everybody should just play everybody.
No, I don't have a problem with them having a conference. Okay, the championship game is gonna screw over some teams. Let me give you another scenario. Say if Miami finishes the year 11-1. All right, Georgia Tech finishes 9-3. They play the ACC championship game. Georgia Tech beats them. Okay, Miami is there, standing there 11-2. Georgia Tech is there 10-4. You got to put Georgia Tech in there as a one of the four seeds because they're a conference champion.
One of the five.
Miami. Oh, hold on. Let me land the plane, brother. Miami's schedule weak. You've seen it. That schedule is weak. They're going to be left out, penalized because they played a conference championship game. Where in common sense reality, if they finish 11-1 and Georgia Tech is 9-3, they are the clear-cut ACC champions. Why do we need to play an extra game to prove that?
Why wouldn't you?
That's just like That's just like last year in the SEC. Okay, in the SEC, Georgia went undefeated. Georgia was 12-0. Bama was 11-1. All right. There was no tiebreaker. Georgia was the clear. They were undefeated in the SEC. But they got penalized for playing an extra game, and that kept them out of the playoffs.
But as I co-pilot you to land this plane, here's the deal. This is something that happens that is said in as you watch the playoff bracket and how it works. So let's just say last year was the first year of the 12 playoff bracket, right? Georgia loses that the SEC championship. They will still get into the championship because they was ranked high. The only people seriously that's going to be affected by this playoffs is teams like Notre Dame.
Nope.
Notre Dame's going to be the only one affected by it.
Well, only because they're not in a conference.
They're not in a conference.
That's why I said I'm not saying get rid of the conferences. What I'm saying is, brother, teams are going to be penalized. I'm gonna give you another scenario. Okay, as a UGA fan, say if Georgia runs the table and goes 12-0, and they face let's just say everybody else cannibalizes each other out, and everybody behind us finishes 9-3. All right, but we're 12-0. We're standing there 12-0, and everybody else is 9-3, and we have to play Missouri in Atlanta, which is 9-3. Okay, Missouri gets lucky because the sun can shine on the dog's ass at any time. Okay, and they get lucky and beat us, upset us in Atlanta, and they are the one of the top 4 seeds. Right. And we have to end up playing an extra playoff game in December. That's what I'm talking about. The teams are going to be penalized and screwed because of their extra game. That, in my opinion, with a 12-team playoff, which is damn near almost an NFL format, okay, I think it's unnecessary. No other conference, no other sport is doing that. Not even the NBA is doing that. You ain't got no Western Conference Pacific Division championship game.
Okay,
That has
let me
to
ask
be
you this
played.
then.
You don't have no in Major League Baseball or National League. If the Phillies finish 10 games in front of the Braves, they're not gonna make them play a NL East Division game against us. They're clearly the champions.
But he also got to play in games. That's extra games right there. But here's the question I have for you, and on your scenario.
Whoever know you should already be in. You shouldn't have to play in for a damn thing.
Okay.
You should already be in.
Okay. So, and again, I asked. So for the top 4, 12, you have the other conferences have the same thing. They have 2 or 3 teams that they only lost to one of the top 3 teams.
Okay, can I meet you halfway on this?
So you got 4 conferences that has teams that finish. Let's say everybody in the top in every conference, everybody finishes 10-2.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have enough to put them? How do you determine who's your top 4 that's going to take the break off, and then everybody else play, or who's the top 5 the top 4 that get the 1 week break?
Okay. You have a tiebreaker system, and then you look at strength of schedule. Then you look at hold up, let me finish, brother. You ask a question, let me finish. You look at strength of schedule, then you look at common opponents. Because there's going to be a situation where the teams have played common opponents. Now, with the scenario you're talking about, they couldn't have played each other in the regular season. Yes, but they played common opponents. So you look at that, just like the NFL does. That's their tiebreaker system. If it's a situation where they played each other and there was a split, then they look at common opponents.
But they also play each other twice.
They split. They lost. The one team beat one year with the Falcons and the Buccaneers. I think it was in 2005. They played each other. The Falcons won the first game. Buccaneers won the second game. They finished with the same record. So it came down to a tiebreaker. The tiebreaker was that against common opponents, the Buccaneers had a better record. They had a better record against common opponents, and Tampa Bay, therefore, they clinched the playoff. They were given the playoff berth over the Falcons.
Yeah, I agree with.
But penalizing, I say that to say this: penalizing a team for playing an extra game is unfair. It's unfair to penalize a team for playing, and that's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. I'm telling you, you're going to have some teams that are going to get screwed over. 2 teams that are 10-2. One is going to get to sit home and already making plans to travel to play their playoff opponent, and the other team is going to have to run a risk in beating and winning an extra game in a conference championship, and risk taking that third L.
Yeah, I disagree with you, bro. I see what you're saying, but I disagree with you because just like Teron Black said, not all conferences are not the same. Not all the conferences are built like the SEC, the ACC when it's going well, the Big 12, because again, just like this year, Ohio State could go 10-2, but don't play nobody.
All conferences are not the same, but let me give you a scenario. Let's just say, okay, with Florida State, let's just say hindsight, if Louisville would have upset them in the ACC championship game, after Florida State went 12-0 undefeated, Louisville won what 8 or 9 games last year. They will they were multiple games better than Louisville. What was the purpose of playing a conference championship game? The only thing I will say this, I'll meet you halfway on this. Say if there is a tie, you got, let's just say if Ole Miss and Georgia are both 12-0. Okay, let's see. Missouri and Georgia, because that would be impossible because Georgia and Ole Miss play each other. Let's just say if Georgia and Missouri, which is a damn good possibility, are both standing there undefeated at 12-0, then you have a conference championship game. Then it becomes necessary because you need a conference champion.
But that's the thing
for seedings. And that's and what I'm saying is I wouldn't make a conference championship a requirement. I would only use it as a tiebreaker. If you have two teams standing there with the exact same record and they did not have a head-to-head with each other, then they would have to play a conference they would have to have a play-in game, which would be the conference championship game. But to penalize a team that's undefeated and they have to play a 10-2 team or a 9-3 team and risk their their top seeding, that's ludicrous to me.
I like it the way it is. I ain't gonna lie to you. And I think that it makes its point. Because you know what? most schools, yeah, they know about they want to be in the playoffs, but most schools take that conference championships more seriously than they do going to the playoffs. Think about what Georgia said when they won. It felt better to win the SEC championship than the national championship. Yes, everybody feels good, but they said they'd rather win their conference. Who's the other conference? Just because, and again, now where there's no divisions and within the conferences,
that's another reason why, all the more reason why you don't really need a conference champion. I'm telling you, if a team finishes 12-0 and the second place team ends up 10-2, it makes absolutely no sense to have a conference championship game where that 12-0 team should just be they should be the conference champion, just like in the NFL. If the Falcons finish the regular season 14-3 and Carolina finishes the season 9-8, what sense would it make to have an NFC divisional playoff game or an NFC South championship game? It makes no sense.
But what in the NFL, what makes sense to have a play-in game?
They don't have a play-in game.
They do it.
They have a wild card. The playoff is the playoff.
Okay, a wild card game.
That is not a play-in game, sir. That is a playoff. A wild card. If you are a wild card team, you are a playoff team.
But
much like if you a first round, the first round is like it's the college version of the wild card. The quarterfinals is the college version of the divisional round. Everybody plays in that round. And then the semifinals is like the NFC and the AFC championship game. The conference championship game, if you're going to widen the playoffs, all I'm saying is it made sense last year. You had no choice last year in the last 10 years because you only had a 14 playoff system. But what I'm saying is now it's expanded to 12.
Now
I just think, well, we can agree to disagree. I would only use it as a tiebreaker. I would only use it as a tiebreaker game. If two teams are locked up, like let's just say, I'll give you another example. Missouri and Kansas were deadlocked. They were deadlocked in 2007. They were both undefeated. They were both undefeated in the Big 12 North. And they had like a play-in game. They had a play-in game, and the winner went on and played Oklahoma in the Big 12 championship game. If they're deadlocked even, didn't play each other, then you could have that conference championship. But if the team is 12-0 and the second place team is 9-3, that's asinine. That makes no sense.
What if you 9-3 with a better strength of schedule?
In the same conference?
In the same conference, you got the bet. You got
if you are in today's.
Hold on,
go ahead,
bro.
You ask questions, you don't let nobody. Go ahead.
No, listen. Oh, you cannot say nothing because you just
go ahead and ask your question, bro. Because I be having what I'm about to say be on my mind. You go ahead.
You got it just like now. You got a 9-3 that don't play like Missouri, who doesn't play Georgia, but their strength of schedule as it went through the season, they played more ranked teams. But they hit 9-3. They're the second best team in the conference. How do you justify that?
Okay, so because now think about what you just asked me. You said if one team is 12-0 and they had a easier schedule, and the other team is 9-3 and they had a gauntlet of a schedule, how would that be justified? I would think the committee would put that 9-3 team in the playoffs that had a gauntlet of a schedule. I think they would be rewarded because based on their strength of schedule, and they would get in. But they're 9-3. The other team is 12-0. It makes no sense to have a conference championship game when you have a 3-game gap between the first place team and the second place team.
No, but again, you're only looking at
bro,
that.
You just want to be right, man.
No,
Your math ain't mathing, bro. Your math ain't. Hey, listen. The truth is, brother. The truth is, bro. It's a 12-team playoff. The logic that you're trying to kick to me is not going to play out. Because if a team is 9-3 and they had to go through a gauntlet of a schedule, they will get in the playoffs. You know that. They will get in.
No, they won't, because you got to think of the other conferences. You just can't think of one. Bro, you got to think of the other conferences.
Do you know the requirements of getting into getting into the college football playoffs?
I'm gonna ask you: do they stand by those?
I'm asking you: do you know the requirements? I don't think you do. If you're asking me this question,
but I don't. But you've seen the requirements on paper, but do they stand by those requirements? Because if that's the case, if they really stand by their requirements, then Alabama shouldn't have been in the playoffs last year.
How do you figure that?
Because just because they won the SEC championship, they had the worst record out of everybody in the doggone playoffs.
They had they did not. They had the same record as Texas. Okay, they had the same record as Texas. Let's look at who they beat. They beat Ole Miss. Ole Miss finished in the top 10. Okay, they beat Tennessee. Tennessee finished in the top 15, and they did something that no team was able to do in 2 years. They beat the defending, reigning 2-time national champion. And that one game they lost against a playoff team. So it comes down to strength of record. They had a hellified strength of record last year. I'm not going to take that away from them. And at the end of the day, remember, they went in with one loss. We were undefeated. We were undefeated. They had one loss. When we played them in Atlanta, they beat us. So therefore, they ended up with the same record as us.
So with your logic,
tiebreaker, head to head, they beat us. So therefore, they end. They end. Now the only team that you could have had a little question about probably was in my opinion, man, was maybe Washington. Because Washington, look at Washington's schedule, bro. They didn't really play nobody.
I keep it the way it is, and we'll agree to disagree.
I mean, I think they are going to keep it the way it is because it's money. But I'm just saying, I really don't. I think it's some teams are going to get screwed. Some teams are going to get screwed over. I can give the D2 just hit the pound. I can give him a scenario like this. Let's just say if Auburn and LSU are both 10-2, okay. Auburn won head to head against LSU, but they both have same identical record. LSU sits at home, but they are still they done locked up a playoff spot. Auburn has to go to Atlanta and play Georgia and risk getting a third loss. That third loss could cost them a playoff spot. Is that fair? D-True, is that fair?
No, that really not fair. Because especially if you beat the team that you got the same record and head to head, that should count for something. You know what I'm saying? But it's not going to count for that, especially if you go to the conference championship game.
Thank you.
And I look like this. It's been like the BCS when they started the playoff, college football playoff. Now they expanded to 12. Somebody look at in every scenario, every one of them scenarios, somebody got screwed. Take a example. Oklahoma played. I've got Oklahoma played that year, and all three of them had the same record. All of them got screwed that year.
There's a spot in there with a 12. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Is you got just. You have to be in the top 6 through 12, which is there more than 12 teams out there right now that y'all see besides, and I'm not talking about a Liberty and a Tulane who don't do nothing.
You got to talk about them though, because they have a spot that's locked. That's another thing I think is unfair. All their committee has guaranteed a group of 5 team a lock in that 12th spot. So therefore, it's really only 11 teams getting in from the Power 4. It's really an 11 team playoff if you look at it.
No, I think y'all looking at it differently.
How am I looking at it differently when the committee has said one of the rules is a Power 5, that 12th spot goes to the highest ranked Power 5 conference champion? How am I looking at it wrong?
I got to look at it. I got to do my research.
Okay, thank you.
I will.
I done mine, brother. That's why I'm coming with this scenario.
Think about this right here. 5 spots already locked up. 5 spots already locked up, right? Guaranteed. 4 Power 4 conference champions, and the highest ranked team, right? So that's 7
Power 5 highest ranked Power 5 team. So that only leaves 6. You only got 6 spots left.
You got 7 spots left. You got 7 spots left.
7 spots left. So somebody getting screwed.
So, other words, you better play to win. Bottom line, play to win. No matter ugly, blowout, you got to play to win. So, thing is, the pressure is on the Power 5 conference and the other conference to have a good year. So that's all it be said. You got to play. Can't worry about who you play. Can't worry about the schedule. You got to teams got to go to play their schedule. Cause look who make the decision. First we had the computer record make a decision. Now the 2 records playoff, whatever, we got humans make a decision, right? And some of them people that making the decision is from some of these schools that You know what I'm saying? Could be some kind of bias. And Mondo, Sniper, y'all know it. It could be some kind of bias going on.
I just, I don't like the idea that there's a possibility, and it's going to happen. It is going to happen. All right. I don't like, because remember what happened in 2013. It happened in 2013. Ohio State, that was the same night of the Kick Six. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And Ohio, the following week after the Kick Six, Ohio State was 12 and 0. 12 and 0. So they had to play a Big Ten championship game against Michigan State. And Michigan State was what, 9-2-1 that year? 9-2-1. They had a 12 and 0 Ohio State team that had to go to Indy and play an extra game. Michigan State got lucky, and Ohio State lost, and that killed their chances of going to the BCS championship game.
Well, that was only because it was only two people. That's two teams.
You talk about 2013.
You ain't getting my point. The point I'm trying to say is, the point I'm trying to say, what I'm trying to say is, Sniper, in 2013, originally, at the end of the regular season, two teams finished undefeated that year. Florida State and Ohio State. Florida State were ranked number 1. Ohio State were ranked number 2. Ohio State had to play an extra game against Michigan State. And they got upset in Indy. And they had like a 2-game spread. I mean, it was two games separating them from Michigan State. I'm just saying, brother, that's unnecessary for a team to have to risk their championship season and play a team that they finish 2 games better than in the regular season.
Okay. Hey, you risk the playoffs every game, every time you play. I'm just saying. So I like the that somebody be named the conference champions if you are the 2 best team out of your conferences. And I honestly believe that even if you lose, starting with this 12 team playoff, even if you lose and you have a great enough record, you're going to be placed into the playoff.
That's what I'm saying. So why penalize a 12 and 0 team and make them play an extra game when you got teams that are 9 and 3 sitting at home resting an extra week? It's unfair.
Wait. Everybody has to have a conference champion, and they do play a conference championship, right?
You ain't getting what I'm saying, bro.
Listen, we drop this one
with the 12 team play. What I'm saying is, bro. What I'm saying, yeah, because you don't have to. But when you do your research and you actually research the qualifications and the tiebreaker system of the committee, then you'll understand why I say it's unnecessary. And I'm not the only person that feels that way. There are a lot of sports analysts that says the conference championship game is unnecessary now that the playoffs has expanded.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you a perfect example.
I don't need examples. You
don't want you who want to see. Okay, hold on. Let me finish. Let's just say if Miami go undefeated and they finish 12 and 0, and Wake Forest is there 9 and 3. And they Miami has to play them in the ACC championship game, and a ball bounces funny that night. The ball just bounces funny that night, and Wake Forest wins, and Wake Forest ends up one of the 4 seeds.
Okay,
that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
I'm gonna give you another example.
You penalizing the team for
Hey,
going
listen.
12-0 by making them play an extra game. I just think that's unfair. I really do.
said that you said that there's a lot of analysts that don't like but there's a lot of analysts that say keep it the way it's going. Just because you will like it have be one way, I like it to be the other way. Still love you, bro.
I mean, there ain't no problem. I mean, we can always agree to disagree.
Right.
We can always agree to disagree. But when it happens to Georgia, we'll revisit this conversation because it very well happened. It happened to us last year. To be honest with you.
Think about this.
Yes,
2019.
We got screwed out of a three-peat chance because we had to play a team that we was already one game better than. We finished perfect in the regular season. That team had one loss. And we were penalized for playing an extra game.
Think about this, though. Think about it. 2019.
Jesus, we don't keep giving damn examples. I don't care about examples. I just wanted to
listen. Yeah, hey, I've been listening. I've been
okay, go ahead, D-Truth. Tell your side of the story.
2019.
Yes, 2019.
You know 2019, don't you, Mondo? That year, Auburn beat when Auburn beat Georgia.
That was
Georgia
actually 17. That was actually 2017, bro. Not 19.
Yeah, when they beat Georgia, when they no one beat Alabama, when they no one. All they had to do beat Georgia in the SEC championship game with 2 losses. Somebody would got screwed if Auburn would have won that game, wouldn't
it? Georgia.
Two lost team. Yeah. Somebody would have got screwed. Not said it been right.
Schools has been screwed for the longest time. They've been screwed. Their teams have been screwed even in their division championship games.
I'm gonna put it this way: it's not gonna be a right way or wrong way to settle who the best team in college football. Because either way they do it, somebody gonna get screwed, regardless.
Well, one thing,
but you got to look at it like this, right?
Go ahead.
You got to look at it like this right here. Just like I said, there's no way you can be in the Mountain West and have a 12-0 record, and those folks gonna think they're the best team. You can
okay, I'm glad you brought that up. Sniper. I'm glad you brought that up. Okay. You got the Mountain West, and you got the All-American Conference. You got the Sun Belt, and you got the Conference USA. What's that conference that Liberty plays in? What's the name of that conference?
Conference USA.
Conference USA. Now, can you honestly say that the level of talent is the same in Conference USA as it is in the Mountain West, where Nevada and Boise State and all of them in it, San Diego State, Fresno State, and all of them in? Can you honestly say that them teams, schools, and like down in the Conference USA, Liberty and Kennesaw State and all of them, Sanford, can you honestly say they on the same level as the Mountain West?
Oh, I would never say that.
Okay. All right. So Liberty can play a cupcake conference. Go perfect. Boise State have one hiccup in a much tougher conference, Mountain West Conference. Get penalized and Liberty get awarded. But one thing I can say, and I think we can all agree on, with it being 12 teams, we definitely gonna find out who the best is now. I mean, ain't nobody backdooring their way into no national championship anymore. Them days over with.
And I agree, but there's going to be like there's going to be these teams like Colorado who doesn't have a defense. That if Dion prays hard enough, he'll get the wins to get there and win his conference. You're not going to be. I don't think we're going to see the best. But look, this is the first year. This is the first year of it. Maybe
I think we will see the best. What's going to happen is, Sniper, the same thing that was happening back in the like a decade ago in the NBA. All right, where you would have the NBA 10 years ago, you would have the Hawks winning the South, the South Division in the East. Okay. By the time they get to the done conference championship, they're gonna run up against a LeBron or a Boston team and get exposed, or a Milwaukee team and get exposed. All right. By the time, the deeper you go in the playoffs, you're gonna run into one of them big boys and get exposed.
But you know what? I'm telling you, one advantage that them two teams that don't have a bye have that the team that got that the 4 team that had got the bye don't have. They know who they're gonna play. They're only gonna have to prepare for one team while the other team sitting there wondering who they're gonna have to play, who they're gonna have to prepare for.
Well, they know who they know the possibility of who they may face in the next round, but they ain't no guarantees that they're gonna get to the next round because they gotta win that game in hand. They got to win. They got to beat their opponent before they can even think about the next round, brother.
That's what I'm saying. Both of them teams know who they're gonna play the next round. You see what I'm saying? Both teams gonna know who they're gonna play the next round, but the team that they're gonna play next round, they ain't gonna know which one of them teams they're gonna have to play.
You confuse the hell out of me. I agree with you.
Yeah. Neither one of them know who they're gonna play, bro. Because if Auburn, let's just say if Auburn has to play Utah in the first round, okay, and the winner plays Ohio State. All right, them coaches ain't thinking about Ohio State. They ain't looking at no film on no darn Ohio State. Their attention is solely on Utah. Them Auburn coaches, they're gonna be watching Utah film. They ain't watching Ohio State film until that game is over with Utah. And then at the same time that they start preparing for Ohio State, guess what? Up in Columbus, what's going on up in Columbus? They preparing for you all. So around the same time preparation. Salute to you, Ms. Media.
But that's a good assumption, right? You prepare for a team on the field. You prepare for a team on the field, right? So, just like, but also, you know, but do what I'm saying. You know who you're going to play. You know you got Ohio State next round. You know
Ohio. Let me break it down. Let me break it down again slowly. You know Ohio State is in the next round without a doubt. But what you don't know is that you're going to be participating in that next round. Guess what? Because you have a game with Utah.
But you still ain't getting what I'm saying.
I heard what you said. You have a playoff game and ain't no coaching staff gonna be watching no film on Ohio State. They're gonna be showing film on Utah, just like in high school. Okay, just like when we was in high school. When it was time for us to play a playoff game, we was focusing on our playoff opponent, not the team that had the bye that's waiting in the next round. We were not watching no film on them yet.
Let's break it down even further. Let me just break it Barney style. Alabama is playing WKU. They ain't worried about damn South Florida right now. They know they got to play them, but they ain't worried about South Florida right now. They not worried about Wisconsin in 2 weeks in September 14th. So make it make sense of what you're trying to say.
Y'all still ain't catch what I'm saying.
I know. That's what we said.
Hold on. I'd rather. Yeah, I love the bye. Give my team time to heal up. I love the bye. But them coaches that got the bye, they prepare for both of the teams. They prepare for both of the teams. That's what I'm trying to get y'all to see. They ain't just sitting around watching both teams play. They gonna want. They go because they look at. I didn't say the team's not prepared for, not worried about the game they playing. All I'm saying is they know who they play in the next round. When the team with the bye do not know who they playing or who gonna win that ball game, which they got prepared for both of them. And what you think they doing? The team with the bye is prepared for both of them.
Okay, let me give you a scenario. Let's go back to 2017. Okay, right. We just beat Georgia Tech in the season finale. We beat the brakes off Georgia Tech. This is the first Saturday, December. We just beat the brakes off. No, Thanksgiving week, we beat the brakes off Georgia Tech. Okay, so we clinch the East. The winner of the Iron Bowl. The one thing we know for sure, we're gonna play the winner of the Iron Bowl because y'all are both deadlocked to in the West. All right. Kirby is not going to waste time watching film on both Bama and Auburn. Kirby is going to wait for the winner of that Iron Bowl. And then once Auburn won the game, then the preparation began.
Maybe.
There's no maybe.
Maybe. You don't know what you don't know what
No.
Oh, so otherwise you try to tell me. Yeah, otherwise you try to tell me the coaches is not watching both teams. So they gonna sit around. They gonna just sit around and wait.
I didn't say that. I said preparation. Watching. Look, man.
We can watch it.
When I play high school football. Hold up. Hold up. When I played high school football, I was watching everybody. I was watching Troop. I was watching LaGrange. I was watching Stanhope. I was watching teams that I knew we were gonna never play. I was watching Lee Montgomery. I was watching Viger, Colbert County. But when it came down to the preparation, we were only focused on the winner, whoever won that play-in game between the two area teams, and whoever won that game, then we began preparation on them. That we start watching film on them that Sunday evening. We would go up to the gym, to the clubhouse, and we watch film on them. And then Monday in practice, we would start preparing for it.
So you said they don't start preparing?
I don't know how they did it down there, down the road, down but we didn't prepare for the team until we knew who we were gonna play.
You
said the coach will start preparing.
This conversation is dead. I just gonna say something.
They don't start preparing to Sunday.
A&M
right?
Just had the best.
Hey, look at this. This is the thing I'm trying to tell y'all.
Yes, move the damn goalpost.
It makes no sense, bro. You can move the goalpost as much as you can. It makes no sense what you said, bro. It makes no sense.
Yeah, I do. I'm telling you why it does.
No, it doesn't.
Hold on. I'm telling you why it does, though. Listen. So coaches are not going to start preparing at the last minute, then also try to get game plan together.
It ain't no last minute. You got a whole week to prepare.
If you're watching both teams, if a coach sitting there watching both teams that possibly one of the teams they got to play, they get the game plan together. They get a game. Hold on. They get a game plan together.
You don't know difference between preparation and watching the game.
Game plan together. They got two different game play. Coaches sit down and watch both of the teams. Okay, see what the team tendencies is. Oh, they probably played them already in the year, but yet they still sit down and prepare before the team get to practice.
Okay.
Why you think they always have a game plan before that first practice to play the team? Come on, man.
If you are in a first round game with you, if Auburn is in a first round game with Utah, okay, all right, then y'all play the game. The following week before Auburn plays Ohio State, which Ohio State is the team that got the bye. That game is not going to take place until another full 7 days. So that is enough time. These are professional coaches, okay? These trained coaches. All right. That's enough time for them to prepare for whoever wins that first round.
Yeah, but at the same time, they still start preparing. It don't matter when they start preparing. They're still preparing. They're still watching. They're still taking notes.
You're right, D-True. You're right. Okay.
Don't tell me all right, trying to shut me up. That don't work. That's how you do it. They start preparing. Look, they take notes, man. They take notes. How you think they get ready to prepare that week? They take notes while watching the team while they playing. You see what I'm saying?
They watch the tape on Sunday, bro. Yeah,
they watch the game too.
They watch the game too. Okay, so so what you're saying?
If the game is being played on Saturday and the team wins, the coach goes to this Coach Hubbard used to do. He would go up to the school, to the clubhouse, and he would bring the quarterback and a couple of other players, the middle linebacker and I think the free safety, and they will all watch film on the winner of the team that won that game on Saturday.
Yes. That's how that works.
That's how that works, bro.
But some people do it different. But yeah, I see y'all ain't gonna see what I'm talking about. So I'm really alone.
Don't no coach on the planet sees what you're talking about, bro. Ain't no coach preparing for no two teams, an opponent that they may never see. No coach does that, bro. They'll watch the game. We watch Tallahassee and Danville, and I'm quite sure Ryan Day is gonna watch Auburn and Utah. They'll watch the game, but they ain't finna sit there and draw up plays and stuff like that for both teams and all of that.
We talking about playoffs. We talking about playoffs. We ain't talking about no other time of year. We talking playoffs. That's what we talking about.
Somebody get this man some milk.
Okay.
No, give out some milk. So, other word, you saying they can watch the game of the two teams they give that possibly to go and play and not take notes? Don't you saying? Don't y'all telling me?
Is taking notes the same as preparation?
Yes, it is.
No, it is not.
Yeah, it is.
No.
Yeah, it is. I'm gonna tell you why it is. Because you write down the stuff, they tendencies. You write down that team, them two team tendencies. That's preparing.
Can I ask you a question, True? Can I ask you a question?
Lord, have
mercy. Ask you a question. Because you're going to argue this case as long as you want to, but I'm going to ask you a question. When you watching a game in real life, how is it that you are how can you see tendencies when you're watching a game in real life?
What kind of question is that? That's a question that really means something. That don't have no riddle to it. Oh, come on, man.
Okay. All right, you're right. Because
what kind of question is that?
The game is flowing, and you're sitting there. You can't, unless you're stopping the game all day long. And stopping the game, taking your notes that you're taking. They do this. They have a system that they do, D2.
But you can't say they don't, though. You cannot say they don't.
Okay. Okay, Tennessee.
You can't say they don't, though.
Okay, Tennessee. That's the subject.
Can you say the coach over here that say take a note? Can you? Yes or no? That's all I want. Yes, no. Can you sit up there?
No.
Okay, then. Now I'm trying to tell y'all. Y'all don't know what the coach be doing when they sitting there watching the game. When the especially in the playoff, when you're a bad team and 2 teams playing. You can't sit up there and tell a coach going to do this when you don't know.
That's what the coaches do, D-Truth. We don't know. You don't know.
I was a coach. I know that I was a coach.
You don't know.
That's what I did. And that's what the other coaches did.
What?
Come on, man.
Okay.
Come on, man. Come on, now. You ain't just talking about the other deadheads over there.
D-Truth. Sometimes you talk like a deadhead.
Who played and coached the game. So I know what I'm talking about.
Okay. I
know what I'm talking about.
Hey, if that's what you did, that's what you did. Okay, great job.
Hey, Integrity saying Michigan not looking too good. What's going on with Michigan?
I'm watching this hell of a game.
This a game, right? This is my kind of football game right here. Defense in the trenches, battle.
This Michigan playing.
A&M versus Notre Dame.
No, he said who Michigan playing. Hold on, let me see.
Oh, Michigan is playing. It just went past. You got it, Armando. You want me to look it up?
Hold on, I got the ESPN thing. They be putting all these ads in front of me. They be slowing me down sometimes.
They playing Fresno State.
Oh man, don't laugh at that Fresno State. You know how many times Fresno State done. Man, you know how many times Fresno State done upset folks that they beat teams they shouldn't have beat.
It's 13-3.
Who lead?
Michigan.
Well, hey, look, man. At the end of the day, let me tell y'all something. At the end of the day, a win counts the same.
But I feel
the same as a 50-point win, bro. At the end of the day,
I feel what Sniper said. Michigan better go put Fresno State away because you don't want to play around with Fresno State.
And Fresno, let me tell you something. Fresno State ain't Akron, okay? Fresno State is not Akron. Fresno State is not Western Kentucky. Who else? Who else played a cupcake? Fresno State is not Furman. You know what I'm saying? Fresno State. I've seen Fresno State take USC to the limit when Reggie Bush and Lindale White and all of them was with them.
Hey, don't Fresno State still got that coat with that motorcycle mustache?
I don't know about all that. I just know Fresno State ain't there to play around with. Fresno State, San Jose State, and San Diego State, and Nevada. Them teams like the Mountain West teams ain't no joke, bro.
Hey,
just sneak up on you.
But what I tell you about North Dakota State?
Yeah, I've been new about North Dakota State. Only thing I said, the reason why I picked Colorado is I've never seen North Dakota State sneak up on a Power 4 team at night. It's a big difference playing under the bright lights at night and those type of games versus playing a noon game in Iowa and sneaking up on them the first game of the season.
Well, who Colorado got next game?
Nebraska. I don't know, but Nebraska.
Hey, I'll tell you this right here. No, North Dakota State exposed them that first game though. They exposed them the first game.
Yeah,
but see,
their linebacker play is terrible.
Yeah,
terrible.
And I'm telling you, going against Nebraska next week, they're gonna have to run the ball. They're gonna have to find some way. I don't care they get 2 or 3 yards. They're gonna have to keep Nebraska honest. Because I don't think Hunter Shepard and what's his name, Junior. I don't think they're gonna have a big game like they did last week.
Oh, Hunter's going. No, wait a minute. Nah, hell no. You shut your mouth.
I'm calling like I said.
Hunter. Yeah, you call it how you see it at your house. Hunter's going to have a good game regardless. Okay, Hunter's going to have a good game regardless. He's going to find a way to get the ball. Shadir told him, shut up and catch the ball. And what did he do? The very next play, shut up and caught the damn ball. Dude draped all over him. Now, did he get away from some PIs? He sure the hell did. But, hey, Hunter is going to find a way to get the ball, and they're going to find a way to get the ball to him, just like they're going to find a way to get the ball to Horn Jr. I'm telling you right now, you can do whatever, you can say what you want. I can talk trash about Colorado all day long, but Travis Hunter is that dude.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to
We're gonna find out next Saturday though.
No, there's not a real cornerback out there. They're gonna have to double him. And take him out of the game completely. But it's going to be impossible because he'll go up the side on you. The boy is quick on a streak. He is quick on slants. He is quick on doggone drag routes. He's quick, that boy, and he can catch anything you throw at him. Stay healthy. That boy he's going to get his yards. He's going to get his catches. Don't tell me that Hunter ain't going to have a good game. He always going to have a good game. He was hurt and still had a damn good game. Talk about my little cousin like that. Shit. Sorry.
Somebody live better because hey, look here. I can't help it. Look here. That guy that was guarding him was on him like a blanket. And that was an FCS school cornerback. Now we think what Power 5, Power 4 quarterback gonna do.
Stay right there, D-Troop, because I'm gonna make you eat your words real quick. You said he covered him like a blanket, right?
Yeah. He had to make a miraculous catch and push off to catch the ball. And you just said it yourself out of your mouth. He got away with a lot of offensive pass interference. You just said it yourself. Didn't he just say that?
Travis Hunter.
But then you just said he got away with a lot of pass interference.
2004 so far. 2004 season. 7 catches, 132 yards, averaging 18.9 yards with 3 touchdowns. The longest was 41 yards. Who blanket who?
But what did you just get out your mouth?
He did.
What did you say? Hold on. Oh
my God.
Hold on. You said that yourself. You said he got away with a whole lot of PIs, didn't you?
He got away. I didn't say a whole lot. I said 2. There's only 2.
Oh, hey, but guess what? If he they call it. I bet the referee didn't call it. If he didn't do that, he wouldn't have had them many yards either, would
he? If he would have, if they would have called it, he wouldn't have had those yards. I think he still would have made up them yards at the end because he had a couple of drops, and guess what? He made up for it. Come on, bro, get up out of here with that dumb shit.
No.
Get out of here with that dumb shit.
Bro, that was an FCS cornerback. I'm trying to tell you. And he had him covered. He had to push up and make some of them catches.
D-Truth, what are you smoking? What are you smoking? Are you drinking the same thing Miss Media drinking right now? Are you drinking the same thing Miss Media drinking right now?
Don't get mad. Hey, Tony, do not get mad at the messenger.
You're not a messenger.
Well, look at that boy had we're gonna find out how good he is. We're gonna find out how really good he is on Saturday against a Power 4 team.
Who?
A Power 4 team.
Who are we talking about?
Travis Hunter would. Oh my! Do you know how many yards
Travis Hunter? He played damn good last year against a Power 4 team. What are you talking about?
Yeah, that's last year.
I'm just saying. Hold up.
If a corner like that, he got away with a lot of push off, right?
2. If
an FCS corner could make him do that, what do you think? When he get ready to play against Nebraska and all them folks, what they gonna do?
The same
he dogged
damn
Nebraska
thing.
out last year. He dogged Nebraska out last year.
Yeah, but that last year, this is a different year.
It don't matter, bro. You
Hey,
said
But
him. No. What you said was he can't do that against a power four conference team, and he has done that.
okay, I'll
He's
put it this
done
way.
that.
last
He's
year,
already
that was
proven
last
that.
year. It's a
Hey,
whole new year.
But you said he hasn't done it
No,
against
I didn't
one.
say he
And
had
I'm
it done.
telling you, he's
I said
already done
I'm talking this year. I said, let's see can he do it against a Power Four conference
it.
team this year.
Ain't that change, but the date
ain't
on the
nothing
calendar.
changed with that, bro.
But I look, I'm not finna crown him the best wide receiver in the nation yet.
You ain't got to. You ain't got
I
to.
ain't finna crown him
His
yet.
work. Hey, his work. His actions speak for himself.
Them 30 scouts that was up there Thursday night to see him. That's all that matters. Them
But
the ones that's
but the
crowned
problem
him.
y'all gotta realize, one thing y'all gotta realize.
Oh
If he ain't got the
shit!
ball, if he
Oh
got no,
shit!
no. If
10,
he don't
5,
have the ball, if
touchdown
you
Notre
do it,
Dame.
no. If the offensive line do not hold up, how you gonna get the ball? If
Interception.
you do it on the back.
Wasn't that a pick six?
No. He ran. That was a 47-yard rush.
Oh, for a 7-yard run.
He just hushed. Oh snap! I'm about to lose another one. Hey, D-Truth, just stop while you ahead, bro.
No, but
You ain't got to be.
He cannot do nothing with it. Hold on. So, in other words, put him at quarterback, let him have the ball in the hand the whole time.
Oh my Lord Jesus! You got to move the goalpost for what
No.
reason?
Because a receiver,
That
Shadur got the ball in the hand. He has the ball in the hand.
that didn't make no sense what you just said. But we
Yeah,
finna get ready for
let him get that
our
against
last
quarterback.
words. We get ready for our last words, so we get on.
Let him have the ball in the hand the whole time. Since you look, y'all want to crown him.
That makes no sense what you just said. But let everybody.
But the bottom line is, look. But the bottom line is, if he can't get the ball, what can he do? What can he do? Nothing. If she do it on his back, what can he do?
Bro, you're right.
You do it. No receiver can do nothing with the ball to the quarterback get it to him, right?
Okay, you're right, bro. Everything you're saying is right.
No.
I want to thank everybody.
I'm being serious when I said that.
I want to thank everybody for coming out.
Yeah, you know
Coming out. Make sure you hit that like button.
You can't
We're gonna go ahead and get our last words, bro. We ain't finna be going back and forth all night. We ain't finna be going back and forth. I said you right. You right.
You did not make a
say you right.
point.
You right. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get our last words in.
No, forget that.
Because I'm not gonna go back and forth with you on something that I already know, bro. I'm not gonna go back. I'm gonna mute my mic and let you talk. I'm not going back and forth because it makes no sense.
I'm not going
what you just
forth.
said. All right then.
No.
So if that's what you want to believe, then you believe. It makes no sense. I'm telling you, it makes no sense to me what you just said.
Oh, it don't make no sense. Although he did do what he did,
moving the goalposts in the middle of a conversation, bro, makes no sense to me. You got to stay on topic. You jump topics when you feel like you done lost the argument.
No, y'all one did it. Y'all one did that. I didn't do it. Y'all did it. Cause y'all got mad because I said.
I ain't mad about nothing, bro. I'm not mad, bro. I'm trying to get our last words in, bro.
Go ahead. Put the last words in.
You knew.
Bro, I can't help what I said. What you said makes no sense to me. When I said, hey, that FCS corner had him covered like a blanket. He had 100-something yards.
Evidently he didn't do a good job because he's a leading candidate for player of the week. Evidently that FCS corner didn't do a good job.
Evidently he didn't do a good job.
Day long, ever since this morning, the analysts from network to network is talking about Travis Hunter played the game of probably the best game of his career. I think that was the best game of his career, in my opinion. I think that was the best game of his career. I know stat-wise he's had better. He had one at Jackson State where he put up balling numbers and won last year. But I think that Thursday night game, man, he played out of his mind. Some of those catches that he was making, shit.
Hey, Hey, like I said, 7 catches for 132 yards, 18.9 yards average per 3 touchdowns. Longest is 41. That's the second longest catch he had in his career. Hey, you could say, oh, if the quarterback don't get the ball to him and blah blah blah, he gonna find a way to get the ball. If you are the best receiver on the damn team, they're gonna find a way to get you the ball. My ending words. Jesus.
But like, if the quarterback was on the back,
I said my ending words. I didn't say hey, my ending words.
He was the most sacked quarterback in the FBS.
What does that got to do with him?
That ain't got nothing to do.
What does that got to do
with Travis? That got nothing to do with Travis.
Okay, what got something to do with it?
No,
that ain't got nothing to do. It got nothing to do with Travis Hunter. That ain't got nothing to do with Travis Hunter.
So Shador got to throw the ball to Travis Hunter.
And your point is what? He still
Travis Hunter cannot do that with the ball. Shador can't do the ball.
Right now.
Come on, man.
He is at the top of Mel Kiper's board as one of the best wide receivers. One of the best. Well, I mean, so what's your point?
My point is,
you sitting up? Why you sitting up here trying to downplay that young Bulldogs talent?
I'm gonna call like I see it.
And I don't understand it. I don't understand it because he's your Heisman. He's your pick to win Heisman.
But like I said, I want to see him against other teams.
You picked him to win Heisman.
I want to see him do the same kind of thing against these teams this year. I want to see.
Listen.
I want to do better.
It's a lot of players that ain't proved nothing this year. It's a lot of players that ain't proved nothing this year.
Yeah,
it's
a lot of candidates
ain't nobody proved nothing this year. It's just week one. Week one.
So we gonna find out.
But
you play the game that's on your schedule, bro. You play what's on your schedule.
Yeah, but listen, how do we go from he right now he's the best receiver that it all depends on the team. The boy, hey, listen, have you never seen a receiver in your lifetime that is on a horrible team, but he's the best receiver in the damn league?
Randy Moss didn't play on no damn FBS. T.O. He played for Tennessee Chattanooga. Tennessee Chattanooga was terrible during that time. Jerry Rice, the GOAT, the greatest of all time, who he played, Mississippi Valley State, a mediocre HBCU team.
Yeah.
So he's a Hall of Famer, considered the greatest receiver of all time.
Of all time.
But I never seen Jerry Rice line up against Nebraska or Alabama or Notre Dame or the U, Miami, Benny Blaze, them. I never seen him had to line up against them. But he made it into the NFL, had a Hall of Fame career, won 5 Super Bowls, and is considered the greatest receiver of all time.
And wasn't he considered the number one receiver even when San Francisco was not going to the playoffs or to the Super Bowl?
Man, yeah, he was
okay.
Man, he was bad. He was bad his rookie year. Remember his rookie year in that in one of them playoff games against the Giants? Man, that boy showed out in that game. They lost, but he showed out.
Exactly. So what you just said don't equivalent to nothing. I'm sorry.
That's why I didn't want to really.
All right. Okay. Yeah. I want to see what I'm talking about. Don't worry about it.
No, we don't have to.
Same can be said for Randy Moss. Randy Moss played at the time. Randy Moss was at Marshall. Marshall was in the FCS. They never played against no top 5, no Power 5, and back then Power 5 school. They never even played against West Virginia, and Marshall and West Virginia in the same state. Marshall played against other FCS opponents like Appalachian State and Dayton and teams like that. And Randy Moss was a first rounder. He's a first rounder.
Well, I want to see him. He played both positions. I wonder how long his body gonna be able to hold up.
Yeah, well, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that next Wednesday when we come back on here.
He been doing this since he was a kid. So I guess he a young dude. He in good shape. Long as he stay in good shape and he has the IQ. What's that grade point average? You knew? What's his average?
I think she fell asleep. She got tired.
She fell asleep.
What are you talking about? I'm listening to you guys with your testosterone, whatever you want to call it. Testosterone.
Travis Hunter, what's that GPA again? You know,
4.0.
4.0.
Hey, 4.0.
And he's that good that he gets to pick.
They said 4.0. I'm listening to what they said, not what you said, but what they said.
Hey,
they said 4.2. Well, it's 4.0. Well, but it is a 4.2.
Who said
Georgia Tech looking like they for real, y'all?
Georgia Tech.
I don't think that was no fluke last week. There wasn't no fluke last week. I'm gonna tell you who else looked like they for real too. SMU. Everybody sitting there trying to crown Miami. Miami gonna run away with the ACC. Let me tell you something. I want to say this before I close out, and I want to say this to you Clemson fans. All you Clemson fans that's whining and crying, shut up, calm down, relax. Because in my opinion, today was the last time you was going to lose this season, in the regular season. I still have you picked to win the ACC, in my opinion, because I think Florida is just hot garbage. I think Florida is just that bad, and I don't think Miami is the world beaters that everybody's trying to make them out to be. You don't take a team like Georgia in the halftime 6-0 by accident. No. Clemson played their tails off in their first half, and in the second half, we beat them with explosive plays. Most of them points we scored, we scored off of explosive plays. So, Clemson fans, calm down. Miami fans, don't let it go to your head. Don't let what happened in that Gainesville go to your head. That team has given up because that coach has lost that locker room. That is not the Steve Spurrier Florida Gators. That was not the Urban Meyer Florida Gators. Hell, that ain't even the Dan Mullen Florida Gators. So calm down and watch but I will tell both fan bases, you better look out for SMU. Better look out for the Pony Express 2.0. They coming. That oil money, if they did it, think about it now, y'all. Think about it, Sniper and D-True. Remember what they did back in the 80s. They were signing all them 5 stars, and that was back there when, NI money, paying NIL name and likeness, it wasn't legal back then. And they were winning like 10, 11 games a season. What do you think they're going to do now that is legal to do? What do you think now, what they're going to do now that it's allowed? SMU coming back. SMU coming back. And they in Dallas. They ain't going to have no problem recruiting kids, getting them to come to Dallas, Texas. Come on now. They ain't going to have no problem. All they got to do is get them. All they got to do is get a couple of boosters on board, like they did back in the late 70s and early 80s. And it's a wrap. It will be a wrap for Texas A&M, Oklahoma, Oklahoma State. Oh man, them good time days come to an end. TCU too. TCU gonna catch hell too, because I'm telling you, man. The oil capital of America is Dallas, Texas.
I'm going to ask you the question before we sign off. What would happen to Florida if they would have kept their money?
They would be a contender. That's what I'm saying about Florida fans. They're not patient. They're forgetting that they went almost 100 years of irrelevancy. Steve Spurrier spoiled them, and then Urban Meyer came in and spoiled them even more. They thought they were looking over there at Alabama, seeing all them national titles Alabama were winning, and then when Georgia when Kirby came in, Georgia started winning conference championships and started winning divisions. Then they trying to get into an arms race with Georgia. It don't work like that. It don't work like that. Look, there's only one Steve Spurrier and there's only one Urban Meyer. Dan Mullen had potential. And I told all my friends that are Florida fans, I said, y'all did that man wrong, and that's gonna come back to bite y'all.
Yeah, we talked about that on the show. We said that they did wrong.
I don't like the way they did Jim McElwain either. Because remember, Jim McElwain had them on the East 2 years in a row with Jim McElwain. Yeah. So.
Now they suffer.
Yep. Now Muschamp, I can understand why they did what they did. Him. Muschamp is a good coordinator, man, but head coach, he need a look. Yeah.
Some coordinators should be no head coaches.
Now, before we leave, I got a trivia question for the both of y'all. Name the three active head coaches. Name the three coaches that are currently coaching right now. They have won national titles.
That's actually coaching right now?
Yeah, that's still coaching right now to this day.
Kirby, Dabo, Matt Brooks.
Me, Brown.
You got it.
Yeah.
I got it. You know how I know I got it? Because I answered it during the Affleck trivia question during the Georgia game.
Yeah. That's where I got the question from too, Bill. I'm got to do watching the same game, man.
Hey, but it took me a minute, and I was thinking, I was like, "There's one more coach," and I could not think of Matt Brooks until damn near the last second before they put it back on there. I was like, "Oh, Matt Brooks."
Don't you mean Matt Brown?
Matt Brown, and you know what, man? It could have.
He'll get no credit.
Ain't that amazing, though, bro? Out of all how many teams is it in the nation? Like 145, 144 teams,
and
there's only 3 head coaches that are still coaching that has won the national title. That tell you, man, the turnover is real in college football, man. They either retire or they move on to the NFL.
Hey, you know that 1 year all the Coach George came over. That's a lot.
Who is Ricky Purcell?
Ricky Purcell, I don't know.
Play for the 49ers.
He's the wide receiver. He used to play for yeah, I know. I was trying to tell you guys, but you guys never let me speak, so I just kind of like
okay, that's breaking news. That's breaking news.
Yeah, I know. That's breaking news. He got shot during a robbery. Him and the suspect.
Were they trying to rob him or?
Yes, for his Rolex.
Oh, he's a rookie.
Yeah, he used to be. He used to play for. Hold on, let me tell you.
Hell, together we about to shut it down.
Boy, when
he used to play for the Florida Gators. Florida Gators. He used to play for the Florida Gators.
Oh man, Sniper, you know who that is, bruh?
Yeah, that's the one that damn near took our head off.
Man, that's the man. Dang,
I've been trying to tell y'all, but nobody was listening. Y'all were bickering.
That's that dude that made that one-handed catch against us in Jacksonville, man.
Yeah. I know who he is. Hey, you knew. Let me tell you something real quick.
What?
You telling us about somebody getting shot in the middle of a heated conversation is not irrelevant.
Okay, well,
You
I
always
still
bring
thought
the.
it was
This is the
relevant.
second
I
time.
thought it was relevant because we talk about college football. He used to be in a college football. Now he is NFL 49ers. Okay, so I thought y'all might want to hear a little something about football besides y'all
Yeah,
bickering about
no,
But
no.
something.
I mean, no. It was a debate. But what I'm saying, like, that is huge news.
Did you look in
Yeah.
the? Did you look in that chat in the
no,
private
I didn't
chat?
look at the chat. But listen,
Exactly. Did you
I
get your text? Exactly. Stop playing with
my
me.
phone is charging, and but listen, why you
Yeah, my
always
phone
bring the
charging too.
yeah, why
Hey,
you
one more thing.
why but you always bring the doggone the bad news at the end. Like we on a high and you bring us back down.
I was trying to say what happened to this guy, but y'all okay, so they're both recuperating. Okay, so they're gonna make it, they're fine. They're just, he got shot in his chest. Okay, that's what happened.
Well, he's gonna be up this year.
So did he? Yeah, he gonna be. Yeah, he got shot in the chest.
Yeah.
He gonna be out. I think he's gonna be out more than a year. Be true.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was about to ask you. So
It says
did you
Purcell was
read?
shot through the chest as the shooter tried to steal his Rolex watch, according to X. But I also was looking at CBS News and KHOU 11, which is who is reporting all this.
So did he shoot the dude back?
They were struggling with the gun.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's what I want to know. Damn
Yep.
it.
All right.
Oh,
Well, that's my heart goes out to him and his family.
yeah.
Prayers for him.
Yeah.
You know, on a speedy recovery.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll get our last words in. We'll start off with you. You knew.
Oh, just praying for this. Everything goes well with these two. Well, not, I don't know about the suspect. Suspect can do whatever, he got himself in what he got himself into. But as far as Ricky, praying for him and his family and a speedy recovery so he can get back to doing what he wants to do, which is to make that money at NFL. I mean, like, why would you try to take something that don't belong to you? I'm so sick of these people robbing people for things that don't belong to them. If
They've
you
been
don't have it, you can't afford it. Now stop trying to take things people have.
you preaching to the choir.
Lord.
Amen to that. All right. Sniper.
I don't care what y'all are talking about. Y'all must have watched that game a little different than I did. But I think Miami does have the opportunity to take that ACC championship after what I've seen today. Now, it's the first game of the season. Everybody hyped up. Anybody and everybody can come down from that hype and start messing up. But what I seen with that quarterback today, I think that he can do great things this season. Tennessee fans, shut the hell up. You played
All right.
school. You
Go
played the
ahead.
school of the blind. I don't want to hear you talk about, oh, this will be our year because you got a 6'6" quarterback. That just makes it easier for the DNs to chop his ass down. He gonna be there. Tired of y'all Tennessee fans. Tired of you Alabama fans. Shut up.
Hey, together, how are you?
Every year is their year. Salute to you together. Every year is their year. I'm serious, bro. They sound like them Dallas Cowboy fans. All right, D. True. Your last word.
No, hell no. Yeah, I see what y'all laughing at. I see what the hell y'all laughing at.
I'm talking about the Tennessee, bro. I'm agreeing with you about the Tennessee fans, bro. Every year they claim they think it's their year. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. They tired of hearing about 1998.
Wait, hold on. Wait, but how she tell me to make her shut up? Are you a Tennessee fan or Alabama fan? Is Together Alabama fan? And
I'm gonna say this right here.
go ahead and say it, man, because before I get into it with Together, go ahead, brother. Speak your mind.
Hey, this been boy. Hey, teams did what they supposed to do today. Georgia did what they did today, and hey, I can't wait for the rest of. I can't wait for the rest of the season, the midway season, and I think this media is going live on her channel in 30 minutes. The Miss Media channel.
Okay, get ready to go over there shortly and support her.
Hey, hey.
Go ahead, man. Bro, you gonna starve a brother, bro.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead, bro.
Go ahead, man.
I gotta go get something to eat anyway. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Shit. All right, everybody. We appreciate y'all coming out for the post-game show. Normally we wouldn't go this long, but you know, the conversation about the conference championship and the playoff realignment, it was a very interesting conversation, much needed conversation that we needed to have. So thank you all for coming out. Thank you all for the support coming out this morning. Make sure you hit that like button. For those of you that'll be watching the replay, make sure you hit that like button. Leave a comment in the comment section, and let me check the poll here. And which team looked more impressive today? Georgia, 42%, Texas, 25%, Penn State, 12%, Miami, 21%. So I guess a lot of people don't agree with you, Sniper. But hey, we all can agree to disagree. Okay. So with that being said, everyone, thank you for coming out. We will see you Thursday on the Thursday pregame show. And great week. Week one. Great week one. Whichever team you feel that was the most impressive, if your team won, congratulations. For your team lost, hey, there's always next week.
Notre Dame. Wait a minute. Notre Dame 13 and Texas 6.
Yeah, but Texas look like they about to score.
Yeah, look like Texas is about to score. So,
I hope so.
That game is going down to the wire. Thank you all for joining us on this college football Saturday. Enjoy the rest of your Labor Day weekend.
Go
Peace and
ATM.
blessings. Love you all. And got one more thing to say. Go Dogs.
Go Dogs. Sick 'em.
There you go.